We are back with more Jackals TV, and today the Jackals will continue their 2025 summer season in a game against a team called the Royals. It's a team the Jackals have not yet played in their history. This is another of the 19 plus teams that the Jackals are playing here early in the season as the divisions are being set. So these games, although they do count in the standings, act as tiering games to see where teams will end up ultimately, what division they do end up in. A few lineup notes for the Jackals. They'll be down 5 players today. Aaron and Rob, David, Lloyd, and Gary Mizuno all unable to play in today's game. And as such, the Jackals have 3 spares playing here today. Winter player Bruce called up to play defense here today. And also Rod Bozak and his son Blake will be playing for the Jackals here today. Rod has played for the Jackals in the fall season, but he has jumped at the chance to be able to play with his son here today, given the fact that the Jackals are playing a 19-plus team. So let's head to the first period and see how they did. And we start off with the Jackals defending, which they're going to do a lot of in this game. This player is going to walk off the wall with it into the high slot, take a nice hard shot, and Bruce with a big block off the hip. You can see him laboring a bit there, but it's a big block to prevent that shot from getting through. So back the other end, there's a one draw. Daryl takes it towards the net, and it goes up over the crossbar. Now we go to a face-off in the other end, and John wins it back. Bruce is going to bounce that off the wall, and it's going to bounce off that defender right to Blake, and then he's going to use his wheels to split those 2 players, go in alone, pull to the forehand, and slide it through the 5-hole of the goaltender. First shot of the game for the Jackals. It goes in, and they now have a 1-0 lead. Royals now looking to get this one back. This player is coming through the neutral zone. There's a disruption in the play, and it keeps getting disrupted, but somehow ends up back on the stick of the Royals player, and he goes in wide on the left, tries to drag it through on the backhand, but Trevor stays down low and makes a save. The Royals do keep coming, though. They're going to hold this puck in at the point, put it down low. They're going to exchange it back and forth. Bruce falls, and that's going to create this 2-on-1 down low, and that player's going to find the player on the back door before Rod can get there and disrupt it, and it's now a 1-1 tie. Royals now looking to take the lead. Here they're coming 2-on-1 down the left side. First there's one shot that Trevor makes a save on. Then there's a rebound, another save, a loose puck in front, gets pushed back to a third player who fires that wide on the blocker side. So 3 good chances by the Royals. They can't capitalize, still tied. And they're going to get a chance to go ahead here on the power play as they're coming up the left side, trying to move that around Bob, and his stick gets in between his legs, tripping him up. So now here on the power play, this Royals player is going to make a move around Jay, go to the front of the net, and then fan on that puck, but it ends up right back on his stick, and he takes a good shot at net, but Trevor makes a save. The power play continues, and there's a bit of an laying exchange. They do lose it. It tries to get chopped out by Troy, and it gets turned over. That player takes a nice shot, big save by Trevor, and then they bounce this puck out to Daryl, who's all alone at center. He's in on the left side and just misses to the short side on that breakaway on a shorthanded chance. They do end up killing the penalty. So now here's the Jackals on the attack, and now they're going to get a power play of their own as that takes us to the second period. Still 1-1. Here they are on the power play. This puck is eventually going to get pushed back to the point. Gary's going to hold it in there with a nice soccer-style kick up to his stick, and then he's going to take the slap shot just as Troy cruises through the slot, completely taking the eyes of the goaltender away, and that puck goes up over the goaltender's shoulder without him even knowing it's coming. And it's going to be right in the middle of the net, almost off the middle bar. It's now 2-1 after that power play goal by the Jackals. And the play is going to continue. Nice hold by Bruce there to hold that puck in. He throws it towards the net, goes wide to the far corner, and eventually John's going to give it to Rod, who's going to give it to his son Blake, alone in front. He sweeps that towards the net, and it goes through the 5-hole of the goaltender, and 2 goals back to back. And it's a quick now 3-1 lead for the Jackals. Royals going to try and get back in this one. Here they come down the right side. Lots of space coming in, and then eventually going to take a shot, but shoulder save from Trevor there. Does a good job to get that arm up, get a piece of it, and send it over. Here come the Royals again, and that player's going to delay in front, and the pass is going to get through to him. He does heel it a little bit, but it does go to the far side. Trevor has the pad down, making the save. And he's going to have to make another one here on an unintentional trick play. That player fans on, and that leaves it for the following player to come up and take a one-timer. Trevor's there to deflect it wide of the net. Another chance by number 7. And another blocker save. Trevor's doing well. They keep trying to pick on that blocker, but he keeps making the saves. And there's another one, a low blocker this time. But another big save to preserve the 2-goal lead. The Royals attack is going to continue. Here's another play again down the right side. Player's going to cut towards the middle, and JD gets a stick into his feet, and that's the second tripping penalty here for the Jackals in this game. So now we're on the power play. This player's going to get set up all alone in front, and let's listen in. Off the post, you can hear the clank, and the goaltender's best friend helps out with the penalty kill. Speaking of penalty kill, watch this effort from Daryl as he strips that player of the puck, and he goes in and then gets a good shot, and it was an excellent screen, but the goaltender gets his glove on it. So with the penalty still on the board, we see a face-off in the far end, and look at that stick come up into Gary's face as he's battling for the puck along the wall. No call from the referee here, but that player's stick rakes across Gary's eyes as the period is winding down. So the Jackals do kill that penalty off, and now it still have this 3-1 lead here early in the first period. Here's a chance. It gets thrown out front as we had Blake try to get a pass from his dad again, unable to connect with it in front of the net. Jackals finally getting some chances in this game. Here we see Gary bringing that puck up the middle, and he's going to slap it with a screen, but the goalie gets a nice little pad save there. Not sure how he saw that one. And while it's the Jackals who are starting to get some chances, it's going to be the Royals that convert. There's a play where they turn it over at the blue line and move in, and Bruce goes to take him. The puck gets passed across. That player deflects it up high. A nice goal over Trevor's glove, and they've closed the gap. It's 3-2. And then right off the face-off after that goal, we see this play where Troy is coming back checking, getting a stick on that player who then slashes them. So Troy trips him up right in front of the referee and then gives him a little shove at the end. Shove doesn't get anything, but the trip does. The third tripping penalty for the Jackals here today. So to the power play, the Royals go. That player walks into the high slot, takes a wrist shot. Trevor makes it look easy. And that was really the only shot they got on that power play. But once it's over, they do get this chance off the rush. Number 7 takes a shot. The rebound's there. Gets shoveled. I think it's off Trevor's pad and wide. So with just less than 10 seconds left, there's this draw in their own zone with an attacker out. Gary tries to move it up the wall. He gets turned over, shoveled towards the net with just a couple seconds left. I think Trevor got a piece of that. And it's a big save at the end of the game, with just a second left. Frustrating the Royal player throwing his stick to center ice. An unlikely win for the Jackals here tonight, 3-2. And I say unlikely because when you look at the stats here from this game, there you see Blake with 2 goals and John with 2 assists. But if you look down below, Trevor, 34 shots on net, and the Jackals only had 8 shots in this game altogether. So getting outshot 34-8, and they do end up winning the game. So let's have a look at the stats now for the season after 3 games. You see Ethan and Jason remaining at the top of the table with 5 and 4 points each. Blake now with the 2 goals he got in that one game. And Trevor's stats just stellar, continuing his excellent play to start this summer season. So just 2 games left on the schedule before they will make up the divisions, and we'll see where the Jackals are going to play. Those games are against the mighty Hellfish next Wednesday. That's a 19-plus team. And then against old foes, the Minnesota Nighthawks, the week after that. Well, that's it for this one, folks. We'll see you next week.